Rishi Sunak's main enemies today were his own manifesto and the promises that he's made. For example, as former Prime Ministers, Boris Johnson and Liz Truss get to give out knighthoods and make people members of the House of Lords, including people who partied with Boris Johnson during lockdown and the IEA advisors who helped Liz Truss crash the economy. So when Rishi Sunak is asked to do something about it, he says,
Prime Ministers of both parties have always upheld the convention of non-interference on political honours.
Now let's ignore his argument that just because something was done before means it's right to do it now, and focus on the fact that he's letting a politician who lost their job because they lied about breaking the law decide who gets to shape our laws in the House of Lords, which doesn't exactly match the promise that he made when he became Prime Minister.
This government will have integrity, professionalism, and accountability at every level.
And when it's pointed out that despite Rishi Sunak's promise to halve inflation, the rate at which food prices are going up is actually getting worse, he says,
With regard to food prices, we're not alone in experiencing high food price inflation like many other countries in Europe.
That excuse only works if you're doing everything you can to cut food prices, but the Bank of England has confirmed that Brexit has increased food prices by 6%. In fact, the London School of Economics recently found that Brexit is responsible for a third of food price inflation. So the very basis of their government, getting Brexit done, is the enemy of everything they claim to be trying to do. And when someone tries to use the Eurozone recession as an argument for Brexit's success, he says,
Not just the OBR, but the OECD, the Bank of England and the IMF, who have all upgraded the growth forecasts for the UK economy.
The UK had the deepest recession in the G7, which is why we've had to grow the fastest to recover to pre-pandemic levels, and we were the last to do so. But most importantly, economic problems in EU countries does not mean that Brexit trade barriers suddenly stop hurting us. And then on Northern Ireland not having a government,
Stormont has consulted on a strategy to tackle violence against women, but there are no ministers to take it forward.
That the people of Northern Ireland are not getting the local government that they need and deserve, and I want to see that as much as she does, and I'll continue to work hard to bring that about.
The reason why there's no government in Northern Ireland is because the DUP are refusing to form a government, partly because it would be led by Sinn Féin, but also because they're protesting against your Brexit deal. A deal which the DUP rejected in 2019, and so you called the election to get around them. So your manifesto deliberately destabilised the government of Northern Ireland. So with all the problems that this country faces, the call is coming from inside Downing Street.